Why is your bloating not going away on the carnivore diet? Have you tried everything? And what I mean by everything is, have you A, been committed to the carnivore diet for a long period of time, meaning at least 6 months, and doing it correctly and efficiently? Or have you done that and have not seen the results despite that? Because I have a similar experience. So, I was carnivore for almost 2 years, and I did it for gut healing, and I saw improvement within the first month. And then because I saw improvement, I'm like, maybe I could cheat once in a while. And so I would cheat and go out, to eat at a restaurant and eat a burger and fries. And, I felt okay. And I was like, you know what, since I feel okay, I'm going to do it again this weekend. So I would start doing it twice a week, cheating on the carnivore diet. And I started to fall back. The healing started to just, not even started, but stopped. And I fell back in my progress in healing my gut. And it was because I was cheating on the carnivore diet. And I knew it was because, everything that you do, the healing in your body usually has to do with diet or with stress or sometimes outside of yourself, right? From like drinking tap water or stuff like that. But I mean, if you're a healthy person like me and you're committing to the diet, but yet you see progression and you see it and cheat on the diet because you see the progression, in my opinion, that's not the right way to heal your body, to get rid of the negative symptoms in your body. And I think it's really important to analyze what you're doing in your life that is halting the progression of healing in your body, right? And that would include the bloating, because bloating is not healing. Bloating is a symptom that your body is showing to you that, hey, like there's something going on in the stomach that is causing your body to react, which is bloating. And usually bloating is the colonies of microbes in your stomach, or even in your colon too, because that is part of your gut, becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's the bad microbes, because there's bad and good microbes in your stomach. We just want an equal side of both so that the bad microbes doesn't overtake the good microbes. And bloating usually happens. Yeah, sure, maybe you're overweight, but usually bloating is a sign of gut issues, okay? And in order for that to heal is to, and I know people don't like this because it's not a sure thing, but I can promise you that if you are experimenting with different modalities and dieting, and being careful and actually having a mentor along the way to guide you, you will be safe. You won't, go worse in your healing progress. You won't develop other negative stuff in your body. But experimenting thoughtfully with the help of a mentor will help you figure out what works for your body. And for me, at least, bloating meant that I needed to really be strict on the carnivore diet. And I started again. I was like, okay, I'm not going to cheat anymore. I'm going to be committed another 2 months to the carnivore diet, because I had a history of severe negligence to my body, plant-based for 8 years and antibiotics for many years and using Accutane. So I needed a severe solution to a severe problem. So I had to be on the carnivore diet strictly for more months than I would suggest for anyone. But that's my experimentation, and it worked for me. And I would suggest to try out how long it would need to take for you. And I would also look into figuring out how to decrease the bloating by fasting. Sometimes fasting helped for me for decreasing the bloating and to reset my gut, because sometimes your gut is thinking way too much about the issues going on in your body, in your gut, that it can't heal itself. It can't create that thick layer, that thick intestinal layer. And that's really important, because the thicker the layer, mucosal layer in your stomach, the better your body can protect itself from pathogens from food. Because, you know, food always has bacteria, even if it's not expired, right? So when you ingest it, you want your body to fight that off. You want your gut to fight it off. And it can't really fight it off when your gut is still healing and is still having all these bad microbes from previous meals. You know what I mean? So you have to always reset your gut for a period of time, which you can do. You can do this. The bloating can be reduced by the carnivore diet, and it can be reduced by fasting. Okay? So make sure that when you're fasting, I would suggest try out 8 hours first and then build up to 9, 10, 12 hours and see how you feel. Obviously, you may not feel the best at first when you start doing fasting if you've never done it, but if you've done it before, then you'll know that eventually you'll get used to fasting and you'll feel amazing. Because fasting just makes you feel more awake, because it's also a way of detoxifying your body and resetting your gut and having your gut not think about ingesting food and absorbing food and filtering out food, but can actually focus on getting rid of the microbes, decreasing the microbes, and just start healing. Sometimes it just needs to not think too much and just think on one thing, right? Because your gut is the second brain, right? The vagus nerve from your brain goes all the way down to your gut, and that's why it's connected. That's why when you have a foggy brain, memory loss, feel tired, it's because your vagus nerve, which is a nerve that goes down all the way down to your body, to your stomach, both of those are connected. So if the gut feels bad, your brain will feel bad, okay? If your brain feels bad, your gut will feel it and start to feel bad. It's so wild, okay? I hope this was helpful, and that is why you are bloated on the carnivore diet. And with that being said, you guys, if you are struggling with pain, overall discomfort, you have a bad memory loss, you have a foggy brain, you can't think efficiently, right? When you talk to people, you can't conversate well either, you feel tired all the time, and most of all, you have a bloated stomach, then you're gonna have to watch my video down below that I created just for you about the 7 mistakes that you are making to not heal your gut, okay? Have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.